Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now, as I'm going to try and force myself through this because my back really hurts. I'll tell you what, guys. I don't even know where to begin. I went to the zoo the other day, Cincinnati Zoo, and it's got all the ups and down hills and everything. Didn't really start bothering me until yesterday. And I think what happens, and tell me if I'm wrong or if this has happened to you, but I was walking and turning corners and stuff, and I kind of felt like a little overextended. Not that I was like over exercising or anything, because, it's up and down hills and everything, but you don't really think about it. Sometimes, you tweak something, you may not feel it for like a day or two later. I was really starting to feel it yesterday, and I was kind of fighting through it. My brain didn't want to believe that this was happening again. I remember this happened to me a couple of years ago, where I literally threw my back out and I was like on all fours just to go to the bathroom. I mean, it was bad a couple of years ago, and I'm really trying not to get to that point again. The one thing that, and this is, let me say first, this is just me. This is what I do. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is what you should do. But this is what has worked for me. I do a little bit of exercises here, kind of stretches, really. Stretches. When you hurt something, you don't want, for me anyway, you don't want to overextend things and just make it worse, right? But as I go along here, I've been doing some of these stretches, a couple of these stretches that my uncle has actually taught me over the years, because he's dealt with back issues his whole life. And they really work. They really work. I mean, any way to stretch out, it's like in my lower back, so it's like any way to stretch that out, the thing with the legs up on the couch and get your back flat, kind of gets the blood going from your legs to your back. And then I was laying down a little bit on the floor with a rolled paper towel just above my lower back to kind of level that out. I know some people can sleep like that. I really can't. I feel like that makes it hurt worse. But I do for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I'll do that every couple hours. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling a little better. It still hurts like crazy. I mean, it hurts sitting here. I was gonna do a video out walking around and stuff. I'm like, no. But it was kind of funny yesterday. We went to a birthday party for my cousin, and everybody was asking me oh, you look really tired. Are you feeling all right? And I didn't say nothing. I was because I didn't want anybody, I said, oh no, I'm fine. I'm a little tired. But I could feel it last night, and when we were walking back to the car, didn't say nothing to Jess or anything, because I don't know. It's just how I am. Jess still doesn't really know, but I will tell her here probably after this video, because she'll see the thumbnail and she'll be like, what happened? But I see, the thing is I think it happened at the zoo. I was doing a lot of walking at the zoo, turns and twists and all this stuff, and sometimes things sometimes things take a day or two, but I just don't know anything else that I would have done next to sleeping funny. But even at that, I feel like I would have noticed that, when I got up the next to today. Today, it started hurting yesterday, which the zoo video was a couple days ago. You could probably, there was a point when I was editing the video where I kind of looked back and I was like, I think I can actually see the point where I actually twisted my back. So if you haven't seen the zoo video where I'm walking around just looking at the different animals, having a good time, check it out. I'll leave it at the end of this video right here. You can click on it. A lot of fun. But one thing I wanted to talk about, and part of the whole mission of exercising and trying to, fix, it's funny, I try to fix my body at the same time I feel like I'm breaking it. But moving forward in the future, of things, of different, preparing for the future and everything. One thing that, we always talk about being prepared with food, with the food prices that are constantly going up all around the country and around the world. We're always finding ways to save money, and not just save money, but to make sure that we're pointing out the things that are coming in. There's been a lot of items that people have been leaving in the comments that either haven't been coming in or they're becoming unaffordable. And, as we go along here, and we've been doing this for years, but as we go along, I get thinking in my head, I'm like, I need to start exercising a little. I need to start training my body, prepping my body as much as I am our refrigerator. And as we go along here, when I played sports. I was pretty active. I was in multiple different bands, as most of you know. So I was always exercising, and I feel like over the last few years, I mean, I am pretty active, like, as far as going in the stores and stuff like that, walking around, checking all that stuff. But it's not real exercise. I think there's a difference between walking around just doing your normal day stuff and then actually focusing on exercising. And when I say exercise, I don't mean like lifting weights and stuff like that. I mean just walking. Like walking, maybe doing some power walking or, whatever you can, I guess. But it's felt good over the last few days. I've really kind of been walking around. That's probably why my back hurts. But I'm forcing through it. I'm forcing through it because I know I've talked to people in the past, and I remember when I had like a stretch where I was pretty lazy. I wasn't doing any kind of walking, nothing. And I remember when I threw my back out a few years ago, I just laid there. I couldn't get comfortable. I would toss and turn, and I'd sleep on my side. And any doctor will tell you not to do that if you hurt your back, right? You want to lay on your back if it hurts. But I mean, I remember I was laying on my chest, sleeping on my chest because I couldn't lay on my back. It hurt so bad a few years ago. So I'm learning from lessons in the past and constantly keeping the blood moving. And I know people are going to say, just relax, Dan. You do all this, and you need time for your body to rest. For me, it's move it or lose it. I don't want to be where, because I was down for like a week the last time I hurt my back. And it felt like that yesterday, like last night. And now from doing this, but I never did any of the stretches or anything like that like I should have a few years ago. Now I've been kind of doing this, and it's been helping. It's been helping rather quickly, actually, and I am taking it easy. I'm not going for like a long walk today, but I need to make sure that I keep doing these stretches, and it's got me thinking. As I get older, and things continue to spiral out of control around the world and around the country here, it's like I need to make sure that that I'm in good enough shape to move. And it's like we always talk about these different things, like prepping for the future, making sure that we have these things. And I'm in the focus off camera, okay? Like focusing on my mind, body, and spirit, right? I believe it's always a good thing to get in touch with your mind, your body, and everything going on around everything. Huh, I just got a message. May the 4th be with you. And I am a big Star Wars fan, so if you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably getting text messages like that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do some stretches today. Probably watch some Star Wars. Pretty exciting. Let's all have a sip of coffee here. Did I say whatever beverage you deem necessary? Did I even say hit pause? I don't know. I'm kind of out of it. I'm one that I don't like taking any kind of medicine, right? I mean, the way I look at it, like ibuprofen and stuff, like, if I have a splitting headache or something, like if it's, like a real splitting headache, I may take a Tylenol or something. But when I'm in pain, physical pain, I mean, unless it's excruciating, and I'm not telling you not to take anything, okay? But I don't like taking medicine if I can help it, unless I'm really sick or the doctor tells me I have to. I don't like taking a lot of medicines. Like, I'm not taking any ibuprofen, even though I probably should. Or think that I should, because I feel like those are just little electronics that are connecting into your brain that are telling you that your back doesn't hurt when it really does, right? And the other thing that I've noticed too is that in the past I've taken a lot of ibuprofen and things like this when I've hurt my back, and it's like I feel like it's almost extended the time that it takes to heal, because really, yeah, it's taking the pain away, maybe some inflammation and stuff like that, but at the same time, when you feel the pain, I feel like you're more likely to sit a certain way to make it feel better, right? It's not, and if you take like some ibuprofen or something, you're relaxed and you're basically just sitting on the pressure point that's causing the issue. That might be fine now, but then the ibuprofen wears off, it comes roaring back at a crazy pace, you know. Well, I hope everybody is having a great weekend. Kentucky Derby is tonight. We are big fans of the Kentucky Derby. My mom and aunt, they always put their line out there, win and show, or they always pick a few different horses. One of them is actually Techno Dan. I think everybody bet on Techno Dan, so let's keep an eye out for that. Hope that he wins. So, mom and my aunt win a few bucks. But I think we got Mother's Day coming up next weekend. Don't forget about the moms, guys. Don't forget about the moms. It's actually a stand. It was kind of weird. Okay, so down the road from here, they put up a huge stand where they usually have like live Christmas trees, or real Christmas trees where they sell during the winter. First time I've ever seen this huge stand of nothing but gorgeous flowers. I mean, they are gorgeous. When they were putting this together a couple weeks ago, I was like, they're going to be putting a bunch of flowers out here for Mother's Day. And I was like, it's probably going to be really expensive. You could probably get better flowers at Home Depot in this. I don't know. I drove past there the other day, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's some huge ones. I couldn't see which, what kind they were or anything, because and that's how I knew. I was kind of far. I was on the road, driving down the road, and came up on the red light. And I'm like, my goodness, these flowers are really nice. So I don't know, maybe stopping down there. I always love supporting the locals around here. That's what we need to do more, guys. We need to do more of this. With all these different things and all these recalls and all this stuff. It's like we need to support our local farmers, but not just that, all of our local everything. If you find somebody that's selling crafts, and you love them, support your, they're all over the place. You look on YouTube, you find these different people who are selling their different crafts and stuff like that. And you look at it at first and you're like, wow, some of that's pretty expensive. But could you imagine like all that work that you put into something and then selling it for like $5 or $10? That's why I don't understand. Like, I know Jess, she looks at a lot of different things on Etsy and stuff. And it's like, at first you're like, wow, that's really expensive. And then you think, wow, this was handmade. And this probably took this person like all day or maybe a week to make. And then I can understand some of the price. Not that I would buy something like this, but I start thinking of all the. I appreciate all the attention to detail and them doing the work. Jess does crafts. She does like crafting, scrapbooking. She's been getting a little more into it lately. I'm actually considering doing a video of her doing some of her scrapbooking. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know down in the comments. It's so cool what she does. I mean, she has got an artist eye for these things. It's really amazing. We set up her like glass desk thing, and she has all of her different stuff. The scrapbooking, and then she'll do like photo albums of our different trips. And then she'll put fun little things. I don't want to go too much into it because I may actually do a little. I asked her the other day if she'd want to do a video on this, and she said, well, people ain't going to want to watch it. And I said, whatever. I said, of course they will. I mean, this is awesome. This is what, these are things that are off the computers, off the technology. This is something where you are doing something awesome, and I appreciate the work in it because, for one, it takes a long time to do, and she puts a lot of work into these things. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, and not that she'll ever sell any of it. It's just more like for us, doing different photo albums and stuff like that. But she literally puts them together from scratch. I mean, it's awesome to watch. So yeah, let us know down in the comments if you would like to see a video like that. Maybe add something like that in. I know we've been getting flooded with comments for us to do like some cooking videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and add that into some things. Right now, I'm focused on just healing my back because even talking right now, it really hurts. But I kind of got this like towel thing down here, kind of supporting a little bit. But it's one of the things, like if you hurt your lower back, You may, like with them little donut seats, which I don't know what happened to mine. I used to have one from years ago, but I'm not going to buy one unless it gets worse. If it gets any worse, then I'll get like a donut seat. But I don't plan on doing much today. You know where it hurts worse? In the car. In the car, driving. Driving is tough. And you wouldn't think about this, but it's using your feet from gas to brake, because that is working that muscle. Oh, that is working that muscle, tweaking it back and forth. And you don't really notice it because you're driving, and then when you hit the brake, and then you come up to a stop, like a light or something. Then literally, I had that brake hold thing on my car, which I've actually been using over the last couple days. I've never used it before. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. You literally push the brake hold thing on, and then when you, if you're like, it's there in case you're like in like some heavy traffic, on the highway or something. That way, when you hit the gas, it'll go, and then when you let off the gas, it'll brake, right? Which is pretty nice. I've been using that the last couple days, and it's, I don't know. I just wanted to try it because it was really hurting driving. So, but anyway, yeah, let us know if you've ever had any back problems. It can get rough. It can get rough. I've dealt with some over the years. I've dealt with some other issues as well, like with my ankle. When I was playing baseball years ago, I was sliding into third base, and I was like 15, 16 years old, and I tore my ankle apart. My ankle went that way, and it tore a couple ligaments in my ankle, and I just remember that being so long to heal. And to this day, when it's like cold and stuff, I never talk about it. I know somebody had said a while back that it looked like I was limping in one of my videos. I never said anything, but I actually was. Because every now and then my ankle will just go out of place. Like if I hit the wrong step, like a twisted ankle. But for me, it's like I don't even try not to fall. I have learned how to fall to where I can contort myself to have the softest fall possible. Because if I don't, my ankle like locks up, and it's like it just is. It's a pain like no other, and you can literally hear it pop. It's like, I mean, but and I've learned how to, one thing I've learned with that is you don't want to let it sit for too long. You make sure you want to actually start trying to walk on it. Now, again, this is me. This is what works for me. I'm not telling you to do these things. I'm just telling you what's worked for me over the years of an issue that I've been dealing with most of my life. But anyway, that's kind of how I felt. That's kind of how I feel with my back as well. I don't want to sit around, because when you sit around, it freezes up, and then it makes it even harder to move around. I've been moving, right, and twisting a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. It hurts more just sitting here than standing up. Like, I probably should be standing up right now. I mean, because that's the thing, though, is that you want to, like, for me, you want to be in the position where you're not in pain. It's like, even if you have to stand up for a while to let that kind of flow through, let the blood flow, and that's where, like, even getting back up and walking some, I feel has helped a little bit. I've been kind of walking around, just kind of stretching it out. I'm probably not going to have a store video out for Sunday, but I'm going to do something. We'll sit around and chat about something. But wanted to put this out tonight, just for anybody that's had back problems. Also, as we continue to talk about preparing for the future, preparing our bodies is very important. Making sure that, and I understand that's not a possibility for some people. But if you can't prepare your body, if you can't get some exercise, you can prepare your mind. Because preparing for things in the future, prepping for things, it's not just prepping your pantry, your pantry or your body, it's preparing your mind as well. It's good that we talk about these things. It's good that we discuss some of these events going on, like different recalls and product mislabeling and all the different things that are going on. But didn't really want to focus on that too much today, as one, it's depressing. It's really depressing. It's depressing bringing all this news. I am not a news anchor. I am not your. I'm not one and I guess the reason why I say that is because, one, I'm honest. I speak the truth, and I feel like everything on the TV is all a lie. Even if it's not a lie, it very well could be. And you have to do a lot more research than what you're actually watching on the TV to find out if it is. Because they'll tell you the bad stuff, but whenever it clears up or if ever it turns out to not be bad, they never say nothing, right? They never say nothing. And, it's just, I'm not that person. I will put the truth out here. I will put what is going on and the events. And truth is can't think of the right phrase here. It's like what we're finding is we're just looking up information and giving you the facts. Okay? Now, whether those facts turn out to be a different story later on, well, we've done as much research as we can, and we do the best as we can. That sun is pointing right in here. As you can see, my blind is showing up. Somebody actually mentioned that the other day in one of our videos. Nothing I can do about it. This is the only room we have. This is the war room right here. This is it. This is our office / Jessica's craft room / YouTube studio, whatever you want to call it. That is kind of blinding. But anyway, guys, just wanted to come on here, talk about my back issue. It'll heal. It'll heal. But yeah, if you want to check out the zoo, okay, if you want to check out my zoo video, I don't know what happened. It didn't get a lot of traction. But yeah, if you want to check it out, I will leave it right here where you can click on it. And let me know down in the comments after if you've seen it. You don't have to, but if you watch it, I think you might actually be able to see the pinpoint of when I actually hurt my back. Now, I felt it there for a second, but I kind of felt like I was focused on doing the video. And I will tell you, it's probably more than halfway through the video. So if you don't want to watch the whole video and you just kind of want to go through half, I don't want to give it away. But I know the point to where it's like, I did something right there. I did it right there. It was funny, too, because I started thinking back, like yesterday when it was hurting pretty good, or pretty bad. I was like, how does this happen? It's like a stiff neck. Okay, you have a stiff neck, right? You wake up in the morning and you're like, I feel great. And then, like, after your morning routine and everything, and you're on your way to work, maybe, then all of a sudden you're like, I can't turn my neck. Like you try to look over to change lanes or something. That's how this was. That's how this was. I feel like it took a while for it to kind of settle in. Like I twisted something initially. And it's like the body just instantly reacts, or the brain just doesn't focus right away that, you hurt a muscle here or something, and you need to, it's like it just takes, you know what I mean? It just takes a little while to kind of for your brain to catch up with what you just did to your body. So anyway, taking it light today. Not going to be out doing any jogs or anything, which I wouldn't do anyway. But yeah, going to be stretching it out a little bit. It's actually, I try to posture, try to sit up straight. That's what I do. But yeah, I'm going to get off here because just sitting here kind of hurts. It's not a very comfortable chair either. It's like a solid back chair. It's one of those cheap chairs from Walmart. But it's nice because it does have the flat back. So it's like it does have, like, after I get up, probably hurt for a second, walk around, maybe do a couple more stretches, kind of just stretch that out as much as I can without pulling it. Because when you do stretches, you don't want to overdo it because then you might hurt something else, right? Another reason why I don't like taking like a lot of over-the-counter medicines and stuff like that too, because when I am doing stretches, I don't want to think that I don't want the brain to think that it's gone, and then hurt something else. I've done that before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it's not our traditional coffee rant, but I wanted to rant about something that was going on in my life. Feel free to rant about something that is going on in yours down in the comments. Everybody have a great weekend. Click here if you want to watch the Cincinnati Zoo video where I do believe where I initially hurt my back. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.